Now for the easiest job a handyman can ever do, I'm going to put a switch cover on. So here's the switch cover that I had. And comes with 2 screws, unlike the outlet cover, which just has 1. And just put it on there. Now, unfortunately, this switch is sunk way back into the wall. So when you put this on here, it doesn't line up. So maybe this isn't the easiest job that a handyman can ever do. But we're going to see what we can do with it. So this needs to come out. And it'd be nice probably to get some of this drywall goop off of here so that it can at least lay flat. Let's see what we can do with it. This plate is about a 1/4 inch in front of where the switch should be seated in it. I can't stand this. I mean, you can put the plate on, and if you're okay with that, I'm okay with you. But I cannot stand it. I want this little white bezel around the switch to be seated right in this rectangle. So for this job, I do need to turn off the breaker. But now that I have the light on in the room, it'll be very easy to tell when I've got the breaker turned off. The breaker box is in a room adjacent to where I need to turn it off. So I'm like literally standing in the light of that room. So I just need to turn it off. There's a whole lot of 220 breakers in here. I don't know if you can see that, but the ones that are tied together, those are 220 breakers. I need to worry about those because those wouldn't be going to the light. So I just need to turn off some of these. And then there's a AFCI, that's like a bathroom breaker or something. So I just need to turn off these single 120 breakers one at a time until, there it is. Got it on the 3rd try. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of man. Okay, and so now we can go back out here and we can work with this switch without it zapping us. So we'll take the whole thing out of the wall, and we'll either use spacers to get it out, or actually there's little ears on there. You can't see them because they're buried under the drywall. They should be sitting on top of the drywall. So I got a feeling some drywall work was done after the electrical work was done. This is going to be a little tricky because we need to take the screws all the way out, because we're going to have to slide it up and then get it out. We don't want to just pull it straight out or we'll yank all this stuff loose. And we don't want to mess up that beautiful drywall work. So we'll just take it all the way out. It's not hard to put it back. So these screws have little paper nuts on the back of them, and this particular one didn't want to let his go. So it's still back there. Let me see if I can rescue this situation. So I'm going to come down as far as I can and then pull that out, and then come up and pull it out like that. Okay, so you see these ears? They should be resting on top, not underneath the drywall. So if I put it there and screw it down, that should work. You know, then the plate should just sit nicely on there, barring any other imperfections. I think we still could stand to get a little more drywall off there. Yeah, the mud guys went kind of nuts there. Okay, so I think it's just a matter of screwing the screws back in with the ears outside. And here's the little, not paper, but plastic nut. I don't doubt you can see that, but on the back of this, right there's a plastic nut that holds the screw in. So I'm going to just run that in a little bit and then get the bottom one started. And I lost the little plastic nut off of it, but that doesn't matter. So you can just screw this down until it's just kind of resting there. And the box may not be exactly level, so you can kind of adjust the switch in the box however you want it so that it's level. If you're really anal, you can get a level and just put it alongside there and kind of get it level. That's pretty level. It doesn't matter, electricity will flow through a very crooked switch. So I mean, you don't want to be just flopping around necessarily, but it doesn't have to be super tight either. And then we can put the switch plate on and see if it's flush now. Let's see how that looks. Oh yeah. Okay, so the switch plate is actually not very tight against the wall. Probably because the wall is not flat. Anyway, there's just a lot of mud there, and I'm not going to fix that today. But that looks much better. See how this bezel is seated in there. So now we can just screw the cover on, and you know, if you want really anal, you can check the level again. But we'll just screw the cover on, and we'll be done with the easiest job. So these screws are painted white on the head, so be easy with them so you don't scrape that paint off. What I like to do is get it to where it's just about snug, and then put the slot vertical. There is no good reason why I do that, but to me it just looks nicer, and I notice when they're not, when they're crooked or whatever. So I can turn the breaker back on now, and it still works. How about that? That is fantastic. Okay, thanks for watching.